Good morning, guys. How we doing today? Thank you for joining me for card number... Ooh, I forgot. I think it's 15 or 16. I had such a long weekend, guys. Let me check because I don't remember, and that is pretty bad. But I hope everybody had a good weekend, as I did. And my weekend was really relaxing, which I'm glad, because there's just days that I actually really need to just sit on my rump and relax. And it's kind of hard. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. For me, it's a little bit hard because I got so much energy going inside me, so I just got to always do something. Okay, well, anyway, it is card number 16 of my Valentine's Day series. So thank you for joining me today. Today's card is actually going to be no die cuts at all. I'm not going to use my machine. I'm going to use a Cutterbug folder. And this is what I end up using, the Decorative Hearts Cutterbug folders. And it's the mini ones, and you got 4 different ones, and I end up using 3. I use this Cutterbug, which is the scallops. And then I use this one, which is like stitching. And then this one is like arrows going all the way around. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, there you go. So that's what I end up using. And then for my paper, I end up using this Recollection Cardstock Core Preppy Beach, and then the Preppy Princess stack from DCWV. And this stack, guys, it is so pretty. I don't know if you guys got it, but if you don't, I end up buying it. Where did I buy it from? Was it Michael's or Joann's? I think it was Michael's, but I could be mistaken because this was a while back. This was in 2011. I ended up buying it. So, this paper stack, look at how beautiful is this tea time. I mean, it is so pretty. And then look at this one with the floral. I could have actually used that one. That one would have really been pretty. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with this paper stack right here, guys. Look, it's all glitter. I don't know if you can tell, but there goes the glitter. And look at the butterflies. And this is the paper pattern that I end up using. But it is so many pretty papers. And it's mostly like for girls and ladies. You know, tea parties and flowers. And, you know, crowns and birds. And it is so pretty. Oh my God, I could love me some paper. And actually, I was thinking about using this color. But then it looked too plain. So the color that I picked matched perfect with the Preppy Beach paper that I end up using. So let's get started, guys. Okay. So my card is going to be a 9.5 by 4 1/4. And here goes the base. And since I did not do any die cuts or anything, I'm going to show you from the inside and the out what I end up doing. Okay. So this is 9.5 by 4 1/4, and if you want to do it on a regular piece of cardstock, you would do 9.5. Okay, then you will get it 8.5. I'm sorry, and then you will score it at 4 1/4, and there goes your cardstock base right there. And it's it fits in a letter size envelope. Okay, so let's start with the inside. The inside, I end up cutting out this pattern paper, which is right here, and it's just a 1/4 shy from 9.5. So if the paper stack is 9.5, the base, this is 9 1/4, and then I did this at 9, and it goes from 4 1/2 to 4 to 3 and 7.75, 3.75. Okay, so let me adhere this down, and my weekend was a lot of running around, trying to catch up with the bills and, you know, spending time with the family. Okay. And my husband was actually off this weekend, and I'm so glad. Because a lot of times he has to work on the weekends. Okay, so this is going to be layered right there. And the colors that I used is going to reflect on the color of the pattern paper that I used. You know, sometimes I could get the color coordination right. Sometimes I don't. A lot of times it all depends on what your eyes can see. Okay, so then I got this other pattern paper, not pattern paper, just cardstock. And this cardstock is from Recollections, and I think this is a newer brand that they had, a newer design, color. And I'm going to adhere this right down on top of that. Let me see if I can get it centered. And that looks really good right there. Okay, so that's the inside. Now, I end up having this label punch from EK Success, and it is called Photo Corner Scallop. And you get to punch two different photo corners. But I'm going to use this scallop one right here. So I already cut out two. So I'm going to have them right there. And then I'm going to cut out two more. So you would just kind of go like that. And punch it out like that. And then I'm going to use the other photo corners right here. Now, these other ones I do save because I'm not going to use them right now. But it don't make no sense to waste paper, especially if you're limited with your paper. Okay, so let me get my and now I'm going to just glue this on the back, and then I'm going to layer them down. And it's going to look just like that. And I just got 3 more to do. And I'm going to try to do them as fast. Sometimes I'm a little slow, of course. That's why I tend to kind of talk to keep you guys entertained. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I tend to talk a lot, so, I mean, by all means, fast forward the video. And this is the same paper that I use as my base. All I did was just cut it to try to bring this color into my page. And last week I had a problem with my audio again. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm not the only one going through that. There was another girl on YouTube that went through the same thing. I don't know. And it's, you know, it's so funny because it's not the cell phone. Because when I go to look at my video to make sure that it wasn't me, it's working just fine. And, you know, to upload it onto your movie maker and try to download it, oh my God. That's why I end up stopping using my flip camera. Because when I first started doing the videos, it was going really quick. And then the longer your video is, the longer it takes. So it took like 6.5 hours to upload a video. And, you know, I'm sorry guys, but 6.5 hours was a little bit ridiculous. Okay, so now I have this trim, and this punch is from Martha Stewart, and it's the really big one, and it is called the Cherry Blossom Trim. And this trim is adorable, as you can see. And I end up punching it out with the pattern paper that I got to try to coordinate it. So I'm going to do right there. And I guess I'm going to snip it right around here. And I should have done this first before I end up layering my paper down. But that's alright. Let me see. Okay. It's going to look really good right there. Okay, so let me glue this down. And I was going to glue it down without doing it on camera. But then I decided, since I'm not cutting anything out on the machine, I could just show you layer by layer on how to do the card. I mean, you can actually use die cuts, or you don't. You know, you could just use emboss fold or whatever suits you, you know, guys. It's all about your imagination, you know. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this down. And I'm going to bring it down a little bit. It's going to look just like that. Okay, now, for my sentiment in the inside, I have the Scrappy Mom stamp set, and it is called Crazy for You, and I'm going to use this Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, so let me get my folder, my foam. And I'm going to have it down here to make sure that it's even. And I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink, of course. I like this ink pad for the simple fact the foam on it is really amazing. It's not like a sponge that goes down. It actually holds its weight. And I got ink all over my fingers now, so just excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna add that. Let me make sure it didn't seem like it was straight. Apply even pressure, and there you go. Okay, so there goes my sentiment, and that's the inside of my card. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, guys, so let's start layering the outside of the card. Okay, now for the outside of the card, I'm going to do my paper backwards. So, I'm going to adhere this color paper. This is a pretty color paper, and it actually matches really well. I mean, really, really well. The paper that I have, the pattern paper that I have. And it was weird because I was trying to find something that's similar to that, and I could not find it at all. And I'm like, my God, I know I have a color that matches that similar. So, okay, so now I'm going to adhere this down. And it's going to go right down here. And it's going to look just like that. Okay, now I'm going to use the pattern paper, and it's going to go adhere right on top of that color. My ATG gun is actually really working really good. You know, there's times that it works good and times it messes up. And I got some tape going over. I remember when I first started my videos, oh my God, I had the hardest time trying to keep the paper aligned with the tape. The tape aligned with the paper. Okay, so that looks good right there. Okay, so that's the front of our card. Now, I end up embossing these papers with the hearts, and this is the pattern, and I'm just going to layer them right on top. So let me do that. And like I said, there's a lot of items that I have that I don't use very often. And once in a blue moon, I have to take them out. And my folders are one of them. I have a lot of embossing folders. And I barely get a chance to use them. So I figure while I was looking around, I figure, oh my God, I have heart folders. That's like perfect. Let me end up doing that. And you know, you kind of want to use everything that you have in your craft room instead of going out and buying more, you know, because believe me guys, we can go out and buy more, you know, and then say we're going to use it, and then to find out that we haven't even touched it. Okay, that's 2, and I got 1 more. And this embossing folder is actually really cute. The hearts that they have in it. And you know, I look at it like this. If I do not see the images in front of me, like I have dressers and drawers that I end up putting all my embellishments in, and I forget about them. If I don't see them at eye level, I will forget that I even have them. And then a lot of times when I would go shopping, I wouldn't notice that I have double until I'm going through my stash and I see 2 of the same stamps that I bought, or 2 of the same punches, and I'm like, you know, why I can't remember what I have? Sometimes it's hard because if you have so much, you can't remember every single thing. Okay, guys, so there goes my hearts, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to adhere them, and I'm actually going to lay 2 of them down and then pop the middle one up, okay? So, let me do the pop-up since I'm thinking about it. 1 in the middle, and 4 on all corners. And you tend to forget what you have, definitely. Okay, so let me adhere these down. I have a co-worker's birthday, and it's going to be Saturday, February the 2nd, and I'm going to make her a birthday card. Well, I have to make her a birthday card. So before I do that, let me make sure my sentiment is going to go where I want it to go. So if I put it right there, is this gonna, you know, I could probably pop that up. So let me lay this down right here. Okay, and then let me layer this one right there. I'm trying to get it as I can. And does that look straight? I really can't see. That looks straight enough for me. But I ended up putting that one further down than I did this one. So let me see. That looks good right there. Okay, and then the middle one, I have it on some foam dots. And I'm going to pop it up. I had tried to kind of ink it, but it was inking the rest of the paper, and it just wasn't looking right at all. And that looks really good right there, and that looks perfect right there. Now for my sentiment, I end up getting the new Scrappy Mom stamp set, and this stamp set is called With All My Heart. And let me kind of, okay, With All My Heart. And the sentiment that I use is, you've been harder typed. So when I saw the folder of the hearts and I saw that sentiment, I thought it would be so cute to do that. So I already stamped it on a piece of the pink cardstock. And I end up doing a little mat. So I'm going to adhere this like that. And let's put it down. And I'm going to pop this up. And I'm just going to use 3 little pop dots. So since I was putting 3 hearts, and it says you've been heart attacked, I figured that would be a cute little sentiment. So I'm going to add that right there. Just like that. Now, let me do something else because it kind of looks really bare. So what can I do? What can I do? Okay. I have some bling that I'm going to use. And I'm thinking, would that go right there good? No. Nope, not even. So I have some smaller hearts. And I do, and they're kind of similar. And that looks good right there. And that looks good right there. So I think I'm just going to adhere these down. And they're already sticky, so all I got to do is just press on it. And I guess that's the end of our card, guys. I know it kind of took me long. I kind of took my time, which I thought it was going to be an actually quick card. Sometimes it be quick, sometimes it don't. It all depends. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy my card. It don't even look like it's a card, to be honest with you. So, let me kind of bring it forward. Bring it back just a little bit. Well, thank you for joining me for my card today. This is card number 16 of my 20 days, my Valentine's Day series. And there we go, guys. I hope you enjoy. You've been heart attacked. Bye now.